The spring travel season is upon us with summer close behind. How are things shaping up?
CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg joins us from Lisbon, Portugal. He's on a cruise ship that is currently in port there.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Mark.
Well, since you're on a ship, let's start there. How is the cruise industry looking this spring? It was pretty much non-existent during the pandemic.
It was. They're back bigger than ever. Almost all the ships are now back cruising. About 24 new ships were being built during the pandemic. This is one of them. It's the Silver Sea, Silver Dawn. It takes its maiden voyage in about 5 days, and the demand is strong. To give you an idea of how big the demand is, one of the other cruise lines, Oceania, put for sale their 2024, not 2023, their 2024 World Cruise, one of the most expensive tickets in the industry, a 180-day itinerary with a minimum cabin price, get ready, $47,000 a person, up to $190,000 a person. And guess what? The entire cruise sold out in 30 minutes.
Wow.
That is incredible.
It really is. A lot of people wanted to get out, I guess. Well, an American Express survey says 76% of Americans with children are considering international travel this summer. Are the international airfares going up as quickly as the domestic ones?
Actually, no, they're flatlined right now, partially because of the situation in Ukraine, and at the same time because of rising fuel prices. The U.S. prices on airline tickets are soaring. They were going up at the rate of about 7% a month starting in January. That was because of basic normal demand. But when the fuel started spiking, they started going up 7% a week, and now it's 7% every 4 days. I'll give you an example. The airfare from Los Angeles to San Francisco, a flight that lasts 38 minutes. 3 weeks ago was $93 round trip. Today, it's $357 round trip. So when you take a look at that and you compare international airfares, now's a great time to go to Western Europe. Not Eastern Europe, Western Europe.
Yeah, I'd stay away from Eastern Europe right now. So instead of flying, a lot of people domestically might drive. Have gas prices reached the tipping point where they might give up on that idea as well?
Americans will go down in flames before the tipping point is reached on gas prices, simply because, number one, we're creatures of habit, and number two, let's do the math. Let's take a look at that San Francisco airfare. It went from $93 to $357. Now add a family of four into that, that's $1,400 airfare versus paying another $2 a gallon for gas. You can go up to about $8 or $9 a gallon, even though we perished at the thought, and still that only adds about $250 to your trip if you do it as a road trip with everybody crammed into the car. So we have not reached that tipping point yet, and America looks like it's going to be a big road trip summer this year.
And finally, you touched on this, Eastern Europe versus Western Europe. So where do you draw the line when it comes to the war in Ukraine and where you go to visit?
Well, first thing you need to do is to really get a map and understand where you can and can't go. Right now, Western Europe is safe, it's open, it's a basic bargain. 60% of the world's airspace has been cut off because of what's going on there. Anything that's over Russia or near Russia, that's in Asia and the Pacific, as well as in Eastern Europe as well. That's a problem. But if you want to go overseas, overseas could also be the Caribbean. It could be the South Pacific, as Australia has opened up. And it can also be Western Europe. But be smart. If you're going to go anywhere overseas, try to book it on a U.S. carrier so that if you have to cancel for any reason at all, you're not going to lose your money with a draconian ticket change fee.
Good advice as always, Peter. I think that pool beckons in the background.
Yeah. Don't be jealous of our background here.
Okay, I won't. I promise.
Have fun, Peter. Living the life, that's for sure. Thank you.